Right, coming back with some chess. So, without further ado, let's see if my brain and my internet connection let me get some wins, because lately neither has been going that well. Has been going that well. The perk. I don't like the perk. Though I'm not 100% sure what he's doing with his queen and all that. This fork isn't actually a thing, since I can just do that. So now after I untangle myself, my position should be fine-ish. I mean, if nothing else, I'll have a slightly better pawn structure. Though, probably, yeah, nothing else. Not 100% sure what he's going for with that. If he lets me, I will absolutely trade off my... Wow, really? Why would you ever do that? I'm honestly baffled. So now I can think of doing stuff like this, maybe, or this, or, just mounting some pressure. I maybe shouldn't have my rooks in such an awkward position. Possibly. Potentially. That wasn't a good move. That wasn't a good move at all. So now everything is just falling if he takes. And also, the fun part is that everything is falling if he doesn't take. Kind of one of life's little miracles. Hmm. He should be resigning right about now. I mean, I'm not even stopping and looking for, I'm not even stopping and looking for the best move at this point. If he takes here, then I take here with check, then take his rook. I mean, I'm not even bothering to look for the best move at this point, because I don't even need to. It's like, okay, yeah, you can have my rook. You think I need it? The answer is no, I do not. There we go. And he wants a rematch, so I'll give it to him. Oof, one of these guys, huh? One of these super early F4 guys. Could have taken that pawn. Oh well. Give my bishop a retreat square since he's super obviously into that. I'm fine with this. Perhaps more so than is wise. But still. Hmm. Now if he's an idiot and takes here, then I scooch over with check and win. Okay, that was also an option. Not a good option, but, you know, it was something he could do. Feel like getting rid of that bishop now. So let's get our rook out of immediate danger. So we can consider maybe that check or something soon. Yeah, he didn't much appreciate that. I feel like moving up here is a move. Protecting my pawns. It's the idea behind that. Okay. So this position is, in reality, probably frustratingly drawish. But I'll see if I can't squeeze blood from a stone, as they say. Okay. Works for me. Okay, so still probably frustrating to convert, but this is a win now, for sure. So... Okay, that cuts his king off from coming up at my rook. His king is still cut off from coming up at my rook. Not entirely sure why he's not just resigning. Because he really, really should be. There we go. Does he want another? Doesn't look like it. So I've sent out a new game seek. Oh, and it got accepted, so I was about to like just start going back through the game, but yeah, that's not a good move. Because then he like brings his queen down here and has stuff, and it's annoying. Okay, castle. Alright. So we're trying to make this push happen. Like that. Really? I am somewhat confused by that push. Man, I think that I might have had that. No, probably not. Okay. Oh, let's try and trade off my crappy bishop. Hmm. Trying to get some control of the open file. Also, now I'm threatening this. Obviously, that's a little annoying. So here, I'll just retreat momentarily. See if we can open up his king side a bit. Get my queen in. Just being hyper aggressive for a moment. The idea is this. I don't know, I mean, this is looking pretty shaky. Truth be told. So if I go here, he takes and I take. We'll try it. Well, he's a coward. And or wisely saw that it was not doing him any favors to him. scary. Suddenly less scary. My knight is covering these squares, mind you. So I can pretty much just come in here or here depending on where he moves. Yeah, there we go, see? Like if he goes here, and I move my queen here, my queen is covering these squares. He can't move to this square because his pawn is here, and my knight is covering this square. If he goes back here or here, then I've got these two checkmates, respectively. And those are his options, so... Oh, and if he moves here, then move my queen here, she's covering all this, then my knight is covering here and here. Which is why they resigned. So yeah, things got a little shaky near the end, and I just kind of did what you do sometimes in blitz games, throw pieces at their king, hope that there's a checkmate. Or a draw. Just... I knew that my position was worse than his, so I had to give him opportunities to mess up if I didn't want to lose. Because if I just made it a slow positional grind out, then my chances were incredibly small. Okay, most people don't go for the knight capture line. Okay. Gonna give me free development of my queen. Okay, so we go over here, still preventing the check. And also threatening a mate. So now we can castle and our king is safe. For a relative definition of safe. Yeah, not wanting to drop this pawn, but I do want to, of course, get this up. Now my bishop is free to do whatever. Don't mind dropping this pawn if he lets me take his knight. Okay, well let's keep his queen off this diagonal. That way we can think about getting at his king. Like that. And here's where he probably resigns. Nope. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Okay. Might have gone at this a little too aggressively. Perhaps just a tad. Oops. Well, we'll see if I can make anything out of this. I think that I've got a draw here. Since I don't really see a way for his king to get out. Yeah, I don't think that there's a win. Here, we'll try this for a moment. He can't block with the rook or else it's checkmate. Now he can block with the rook, but then I get the perpetual. Yeah, I'm thinking that this is just going to be a draw. Because he doesn't have a way to stop the checks. But I don't really have a way to stop him from dodging the checks. Yep. I think that if I didn't mess up somewhere along the lines, I probably had a win. Because the way that he started with just putting his king into a compromising position. I don't actually know this opening. I don't ever play e5. So I am 100% freestyling at this point. Which is not my favorite percent to be freestyling. Here, let's get the bishop out. For an admittedly limited definition of the bishop being out. Let's get our rook on the file with his queen. That feels greedy. It feels like really greedy. Okay, so not an incredibly smooth position. He, has a couple of... He has a little bit of compensation, as I like to call it, but I definitely have the better position here. The trick will just be to convert it. So that's where that is the idea. Although, can he do that now? I think that he might have been able to do that. So now we can consider doing that kind of a push. Maybe getting our bishop all up in his business. Oops. I just messed that up big time. Though I can't say much for his follow-up. And that was probably not his best move, I want to say. I mean, it doesn't straight up lose, but I mean, it can't be good. Now I might have this kind of idea if he lets me. Which is, you know, probably why he's not letting me. But okay. So this takes some pressure off. And allows me to have this kind of idea now. If he goes here, then I take this pawn, I think. So now we're thinking of that. Or just that. Yeah, this all went horribly wrong. Although, hey, if he doesn't feel like moving in a timely manner, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, so I'm clearly going downhill at this point of the night, so I think that is going to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.